بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين له الحمد الحسن والثناء الجميل وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له يقول الحق وهو يهدي السبيل وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. So we were in our introduction to Arabic grammar and we reached the chapter of al-maf'ul fihi وهو المسمى ظرفا. So we reached the chapter of المفعول فيه, which is also known and which is also called الظرف. So now what is المفعول فيه, or what is الظرف? So now when you bring a verb and now you want to tie that verb to a certain location or a certain time, then you use what is known as a المفعول فيه, or you use what is known as a ظرف. So now if you want to tie a verb down either by a location or time, you use this. And now the author has given two different types of al-dharf. So just know that al-maf'ul fihi is basically, synonymous to al-dharfu. And al-dharf has two types, meaning al-maf'ul fihi has two types, and that is al-zaman and al-makan. So now when you want to denote or give the meaning of a place or time, you're going to either give the meaning of a place or time, right? So now if you give the meaning of time using your al-maf'ul fihi, that's going to be called al-dharf al-zaman, or you call it dharf zamaniyya. And if you give the meaning using the al-maf'ul fihi that you use, right? If you give the meaning of location, like for example where the action happened, then that will be al-makan. So that will be dharf makaniyya. So again, what is al-maf'ul fihi? It's basically when you want to give the meaning of time. So you want to say when an action happened, or you want to say where an action happened. So what you would do to sort of do that, and to show where an action happened, or to show when an action happened, to do that you have to use a dharf, and that will either be dharf zamani, which is a word that gives the time that the action took place. That's what the meaning it gives. Or you use a dharf makani, which is basically a word that shows you the location that the action happened in. So now the author, he gives three examples, and one of them he shouldn't have put in this chapter, and it's a mistake to be in this chapter. So he mentions three examples here. So he says in the first example, he says jalastu khalfaka. So he says I sat behind you. So jalastu khalfaka, I sat behind you. So khalfaka, so khalfa means behind, ka means you. So ka is just an extra added pronoun. So now khalfa, right? So there's a fatha on the fa. So there's a fatha on the fa. Why? Because it's a word that tells you where this action took place, so therefore it will have a fatha. So jalastu khalfaka, I sat behind you. So jalastu, I sat behind. So that tu means I, right? So jalasa means he sat. Jalastu means I sat. Khalfa means behind. Khalfaka, behind you. So I sat behind you. So now I'm telling you that the location of where this action of sitting was done was behind you. Therefore khalfaka is the al-maf'ul fihi, or is going to be the dharf, right? So khalfaka, so there's a fatha on the fa. Why? Because it is al-maf'ul fihi, it denotes and it gives you the meaning of where this action happened, therefore it has a fatha, and it will be in the nasb case. Okay. Now the next example, and also the khalfaka, that is an example of a dharf makan, makani, that it's a dharf, right? Meaning it's something that denotes place or time, and the meaning that it's going towards is location, because khalfaka, behind you, gives you the meaning of where this action took place, meaning behind you, it happened behind you. Dhahabtu or dhahabat, or let's just say dhahabtu يوم الجمعة. So ذهبت يوم الجمعة. So يوم with a fatha. So ذهبت means I went. So ذهب means he went. ذهبت means I went. And if you want to go off the book, it says ذهبت, that means she went. I'm just going to say ذهبت. So ذهبت means I went. يوم الجمعة, on the day of Jumu'ah. So now يوم الجمعة, on the day of Jumu'ah. This is a mudaf and mudaf ilayh structure. That means the day of Jumu'ah. And now I've brought this, structure that means day of Jumu'ah. I've brought it here to show the time that the action happened. So now يوم الجمعة, it has a fatha on it, and it's in the mansoob case. So it's in the nasb case. It's a mansoob word. Why? Because this word يوم الجمعة is telling you when this action even happened. So now, when did I do the action of going? On the day of Jumu'ah. Therefore يوم الجمعة, يوم will have a fatha on it. And Jumu'ati, I don't have to explain why it has a kasra, because we did that in the majrurat section. Because it's a mudaf ilayh, and mudaf ilayh will always have a kasra. And for you to see what state the mudaf and mudaf ilayh structure is in, you look at the mudaf, which is the first word. So you look at yawm, and yawm has a fatha, it's in the mansoob case. So it's in the nasb case and it's mansoob. So ذهبت يوم الجمعة, I went on the day of Jumu'ah. Yawma has a fatha on it. Why? Because it's showing you this structure, this word, Yawm al-Jumu'ah, together, comes here to show you the time the action took place. When did I do the action of going? On Yawm al-Jumu'ah, which is why Yawm al-Jumu'ah has a fatha, because it shows you when it happened. Okay, Nama laylan. That's the next example. I'm going to skip Jalastu fi dari for now, and I'll explain why I skipped it and why it's not supposed to be in this chapter. So Nama layla. So Nama laylan. Nama means he slept. Laylan, so layl means night. Laylan with a fatha. Now, if you see that fatha on laylan, you know it's coming to be, it comes with a connection to time or place. And layl means nighttime. So therefore you can sort of, join the dots together and understand that it's talking about the action that happened at nighttime. And here it says nama. So now nama means he slept, laylan means nighttime. If you put the two words together, it means he slept at nighttime. And laylan is in the nasb case, and it's mansoob. Why? Because it shows you the time that this action took place. Laylan. So he slept at nighttime. Okay. And Yawm al-Jumu'ah, in the previous example, that I forgot to mention exactly what type of dharf it was. So Yawm al-Jumu'ah is a dharf zamani, because it shows you the time. It doesn't show you location, it actually shows you time. And Nama layla, that's also a dharf, and that's a dharf zamani. Why? Because it shows you, what time the action took place. At night time. Therefore, it's showing you what time the action took place. And then Jalastu fi dari, that I sat down inside the house. I sat in the house. So now, this should not be in this chapter, because we're going through the mansubats. And this is al-majroor bi harf al-jar. And if you look at it from a grammatical perspective, and from a grammatical lens, this shouldn't be in this case and in this chapter. في الدار is المجرور بحرف الجر, and it's متعلق to جلست. So, and that's just if you understand how these grammatical terms work. But just, a quick explanation is جلست في الدار should not be in this chapter, because we're talking about those words that are going to be in the nasb case. Therefore, they're most likely going to have a fatha. So في الدار does not make sense to be in this chapter, because that's supposed to be in the majrurat section. Even though it does denote place and time, it's not a maf'ul fihi, because it's not in the nasb case. So it's not right to put it in this chapter. So this was the chapter of al-maf'ul fihi. And what we can take from this chapter is that certain words can come into a sentence and can come after verbs. And if they come to denote and to give the meaning of place and time, which connects itself to that verb to show you that this verb happened at this place or at that time, that word that shows you and gives that meaning of what I just said will have a fatha or will be in the nasb case. So again, from this chapter, we can see that certain words can come into a sentence, and when they come into a sentence, they come in the nasab case, which is normally identified with a fatha. So we can just say that these words, they come with a fatha, and they come to show you or to give you the meaning of place and time, and they come with a fatha. And they are, like they're mainly just certain and specific types of words. So for example, fawqa, amama, so on top of, tahta, underneath, amama, which means in front of, khalfa, behind, and many more. So they just happen to be, normally just prepositions. And that doesn't mean that they have to be prepositions, because you have words like yawm al-jumu'ah, that's not a preposition. So that's basically the chapter of al-maf'ulu fihi. So those words that come into a sentence, and they come with a fatha to show you place and time, and they will normally be connected with a verb, so, or anything like a verb, so anything similar to a verb. So when they come into a sentence and a word comes to join with the meaning of that verb or anything similar to a verb, and it comes to show you place and time, then that will have a fatha, or it will be in the nasab case. So that is the chapter of al-maf'ulu fihi. I'm sorry if my face is quite shiny today. It's because it's very hot. It's very hot today. I think it's actually the hottest day of the year today. So, okay. So this was the chapter of al-maf'ulu fihi, or also known as dharf. And there's two types of dharf: zaman and makan. Any mistake was from myself and shaitan, Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I both free from it. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.